he gave his press conference because they're playing a game tonight against Lens in Ligue 1. And completely out of the blue, we asked him a question about the game first, and then about the new signing that they made, Olivier Encham from Celtic, who arrived on loan with an option to buy. And he was pretty brutal on Encham, saying that he's not a player he wanted. He said no to the recruitment of that player, and it'd be interesting to see what Simon thinks of it, because clearly Villas-Boas as a manager felt that his sporting director and his hierarchy above him were not on the same page, because he clearly said, I don't want Encham. Encham is not a good replacement for Sanson, who just left for Aston Villa. And because of that, he said, I think there's a lot of other things, of course, but he said, that's why I've offered my resignation, because we're not on the same page here. And Marseille could become, I believe, the first club to sack a manager who's already resigned, which would be quite special. I think that's the point against AVB. But I don't know how you can sack someone who's already resigned. But hey, that's what they're doing by suspending him before sacking him. 1 win in 9 in the last 9 games in all competitions. We talked a bit yesterday on Monday about the disaster that was the Champions League campaign for them, where it was a disgrace. They became the worst team ever to play in the Champions League in terms of defeats, and that didn't help. He had only 6 months left on his contract, so there's no doubt he knew he was not going to be there next season. He didn't want to be there next season, and I don't even think he wanted to be there right now anyway. So I guess the Encham transfer was a very good excuse for him to say, do you know what? I'm not having this. Let me go. And he said, I don't want anything from the club. I don't want any money. I just want to go. We're not on the same page anymore. Goodbye. But it just adds to the layer, as you said, of the disaster that the club has been in the last few weeks. And it was so good last year. They finished second, albeit in a shorter season, but qualified for the Champions League for the first time in a long time. And then this year, they started well, and then it all went pear-shaped completely. I mean, it was a disaster. Some of the punchlines he came up with in press conferences, like, well, if you're poor, you have me. If you were rich, you could have Guardiola and Marseille. Saying that if you're rubbish. If you're rubbish and you're going into the Champions League, well, you're going to be rubbish even more in the Champions League. Those kind of stuff were almost insulting towards his own club and his own players and set of fans. And what was the most surreal is that yesterday, after his press conference, he took training. Rafa Benitez, they've been in touch with him. Again, I don't think, who would want to go into this mess anyway?
Yes.
You don't even feel secure in your own training ground. It's an absolute mess. You know that the president, as we mentioned on Monday, is I don't want to insult him, but he's a very special president who doesn't understand much about football or about a football club, and he's treating Marseille as a company, as a business. And why would you want to go there? They're good players there, but Payet and Thauvin, the 2 best players, arguably, are fighting with each other all the time. So it's an absolute mess. And Sarri said no, Benitez said no, Ernesto Valverde, the former Barcelona manager, said no as well. So I don't know who is next.